So hello again for testing number 4, or 2 for this year, but I've changed it back. You may still be able to hear the chat, I don't know. I may need to tighten some bolts, because it sounds like it's a lot. Oh well, if you hear it, you hear it. If you don't, you don't. Okay, so testing again. For this, with the increased volume a little bit, but this time the old setting to see if that's better. If it's not, I may in the future do another twist to the other ones and see what happens. But I think I'm okay with what I have right now. But yes, I can't stop it. I quite fidget and move stuff about, and yeah, my hands aren't always in one place. Anyway, so this topic is about food. You may see a food bowl, crisps, fork, there's a candle. There are other images of the same thing but a little bit different. There is a bunny that's made of chocolate that you may see, and so forth. But yes, food. Hopefully I'll keep this short, but very close. Once you've seen this video, I will be starting the Faulkner's episodes. I'm going to take more time on them, so they may take longer to come out. The Civ game may come out before I even get the first episode 3 or 0.3 out. There will be 0.3, 4 and then 1. It depends on how long each one I do, and yeah. And then episode 1 and then episode 2 may not be written yet, but I need to figure out what ending, what is the story going to go towards, as well as the fact it's meant to be talking about what I've been through. But to be fair, lately I've had a break from healing because I need to focus on trying to get finances and money and life and everything. So I've basically had a break. I'm not reading books on the topic of health things. So I'm just going with my gut and my feelings and some of my knowledge. And I may do another testing thing. I just like the idea of these small little videos that are specific on different topics. They may go to different groups of people who watch different things. It may not go to different groups of people. It may be the same people watching my videos. I don't know. That's not the point. I'm not doing this to get views. I'm doing this because I just want to express, I want to create, I want to make place safe and also validate some elements of what people may be going through, but also just I want to get my story out. And till then, these are just my little health, well-being talks. So some elements of parenting from dysfunction is that the body is being hit and the mind well-being too. There are some days that eating is difficult, rush to eat food. When food on a plate, I drift. After a couple bites, I enjoy some taste. I disconnect, and eating just continues. My body doesn't register that I'm munching on food until I look down and see the next fork, spoonful, and then fade again. Also, the difficult for me eating is I don't know when I'm hungry, or if I'm starving, or I'm just want a snack, and it's hard. Before all this, I knew when I was hungry and I wanted food, a meal, and I knew when I wanted a snack and I was craving stuff, and then starving, I don't know. I have been starved a couple times in the past. I definitely have, but I don't know when. I can't remember where. But I do remember like nearly a whole day of just no food, and that was just, yeah, lightheaded and so forth. Anyway, I should be chewing, but I'm used to the darkness, feeling unsafe. Quick eater, because staying in the room with the people that drag you down, it hurts. So I eat the vegetables first, then go into the nice bits by time done. Then I observing environment, seeing others eating and continuing to enjoy a meal at a steady pace. I do that so I can be aware of my surroundings. When I eat, I'm basically doing what animals do in the wild, where they have hunted a prey, or they've got food, something like a berry, a bush or something like that, and they have to get it. They have to grab it, eat it, and they also have to observe what's going on around you. Yes, because you never know when you're going to get attacked. Sometimes being forced to food, yes, we can gain weight and lose weight from the environment we've been in. When a child doesn't have option to make their own food or have control what they eat, it's up to parents' decision or guardian or whatever you have to do that. Then they have no goddamn reason or right to make you suffer, because they're willing to not teach you or allow us to have our own decisions of food unless we are unwell or gained tolerance. So if you have a tolerance, you're most likely that you can't have that. It's a tolerance thing. Most people are more likely to say, yeah, that's fine. But if you don't have a tolerance and you just say you don't like some things, they say, oh, back up. Or I made you this. Or they push on the things, and it's just people are starving somewhere else. It's like, that's not helpful. It's not helpful. If you don't like food, you don't have to eat it. That's life. If you're starving and that's the only thing you have to eat, well, you know what's going on. Yes. Sometimes being forced food or emotionally pushed to eat everything or continue to do what the tradition of a house is. You can develop intolerance. For me, I developed gluten, nearly celiac levels, but tolerance. Being homemade bread, main source of meals. So my most my carbohydrates were just homemade bread, and that had a lot of gluten, and usually sometimes they were quite dense, and I usually have them for sandwiches. And the only thing for lunch I can only really choose is bread and other bits, and there was no alternative. Until now, I'm like, I don't need that alternative anymore, but I do want a carbohydrate or something. It's hard for me to find. Rice is a good one, but I only usually have that for supper. Maybe I just do. When you're adult, you get to decide how you eat, what you eat, when you eat. So you don't have to have breakfast if you don't want to. You can have breakfast. Cereal is not that good for you, but it's up to you. Lunch could be supper. Lunch could be lunchy things. We're just so used to the same normal pattern that we don't think we could have supper at lunch. So we could have rice as a lunch and so forth. But it all depends on, I guess, if you could break free from that idea. But yeah. Sometimes, yeah, before you can develop gluten intolerance. Also, the stress of survival mode, my body gave up. Basically, that's why. Also, because my body just couldn't deal with everything going on. And now I have a new diet, which is great. Took some time to find out this, and it was suffering every day. So going to loo nearly every day is not fun. Recently, I haven't actually gone to the loo maybe 3 times a week. That is better than 14. This is not. Anyway, toilet talk is not necessary. It's a shame that the food is necessary to survive, and a shame that it can be gate kept by those who are dear to us. I feel sorry for those who gain weight and those who also developed no taste, no energy to eat, and sorry for those who have become so thin that bones show. That's not the same as the people in the poor countries where they have no access to food. This is different. Different topic. Different element to food. Our essentials is food, water, and sleep should never be used against us, let alone be shamed for it. Sleep, for example, getting up late because we need more sleep, but get berated when heading downstairs. This is abuse, and small nail keeps being pegged into you. Going to bed late, for me and many others, it's like it's normal. We go to bed late, especially when we're parents and when we're younger. We go to bed late because the only time we could do stuff and we'll feel safest while the adults go to bed, and we are finally able to do what we enjoy and focus on it. That's why when we play games on our devices, or we are writing or drawing or colouring, or we have minis like Power Ranger figures or whatever, Tamagotchi or Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, or 3DSs and DSs and whatever. That's the only time that we do those things, because also escapism, but also to we feel safe and we enjoy them, and we can express that without feeling the fear we couldn't do that. Water, you drinking water over other drinks should not lower you, let alone be a target, which is a lot of times. You're being healthy and drinking any water better than sugar drinks and alcohol. Those who do not hydrate themselves are not looking after their body. Even though my taste and urge to be hungry or starving at the same level, drinking water keeps me sane. So I find that I drink a lot of water, but sometimes when I go to see like doctors, I may be drinking less than average, but I'm drinking like 4 glasses a day. It's not bad. I think you need some people get a water bottle and they fill it, and then it tells you how much it does, and then you fill it. You can do it that way, but you still need to have liquid. It helps. It stops you from having headaches constantly. It's a lot of good stuff. And also, it also tastes nice. Sometimes when you go, I know it's a weird thing, but when you are a bit dehydrated but you're used to drinking water, you go back to the water, or you've had something else, and maybe you go for a walk and you feel a bit dehydrated when you get back and you have that glass of water. Oh, that taste, because you just need it. And nice. Anyway, just a quick thing about food and clear out. So, summarize: you don't need to eat what you don't want to eat. Only you choose to try new foods, and only you decide how it affects you, not allowing others to cut you down from inside out. Don't allow others to control your intake of food, especially when they mock your appearance habits from being the managing your food. So, if they manage your food and you're thin, and after a month, 2 months, and you're getting thinner and you can see the boat, and they mock you for being so thin, they're the ones that are feeding you and controlling the amount of food you get, meaning that they are the problem, not you. And you shouldn't be ashamed of that, and you should be trying to work your way to get independent on those things. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. It is heartbreaking that this, to me, it feels normal, but it is actually not normal, and these elements shouldn't be part of the dynamics of family life, and it just is. This is the reality, even though we want to escape, we want to beat, people numb themselves so much, and when they see finally, they either continue the numb or continue the lie, so they don't have to take the responsibility to unwind it all, or they make the first step, and that first step can be so many breaks that sometimes you just don't want to do that, and all this is hard to process, hard to deal with, and just being aware and observant of it all is a start, but it's also understand that the people can't really make a choice because they're in a certain situation. That's okay. Just do what you need to do to survive, get there, and then you can do the changes once you get to a safe environment, that you can do these changes back to getting healthier and becoming a better version of yourself. Anyway, thank you very much, and there should be some story and the tale of Silver Vodka will continue, and there shall be some werewolves a werewolf to look forward to. Yeah.